Petey Pegleg, PHC Underground. We got a bunch of gifted MCs with us today. We are going to have ourselves a fantastic cypher. Obviously, we got some flavor with the beats. Got Nyland, B-Boy Face in the background, Project 401, helping us make it happen. We're just going to get right into it.
Hit you when you're hot, you flip, backflip, gymnastic, that's it. Put in the casket, bastards, it's trash shit, fastest. Fucking belt up on ya, put the seatbelt on ya, cause it's about to crash, bitch.
Yeah, BX Young G's, Universal Disciples, man. Let me catch this real quick. Yeah. I do it for them back blocks, I do it for them street cats, I do it for my moms and pops, let me repeat that. I do it for my moms and pops, I mean real rap. Came from the bottom to the top, feeling real whack. This for my whole block, middle finger to the cops. Those on the corner spitting flows off a beatbox. Do it for my kids, I know they looking up to me, so what I look like saying we ain't got enough to eat. My whole mind state affected by crime rates. Go out and get it by any means, I'ma grind late. Do it, no matter what, screw it. I'm hype as fuck, I'm on the paper chasing, no, I ain't giving up. On the road to 1 million, to feed all my children all around the world. Yo, I'm rebuilding. If it's never been done, then I'ma be the one to flip all my pain. R.I.P. the Big Pun, jeez.
Life is a testament to everything I've ever seen. I got this microphone, it's just like a magazine. I put it in the gun and pop it off, it's so clean. I represent the zoo, the mighty, mighty Wu team. I got a scheme, I got a dream, I got a triple beam. I am nothing that you have ever fucking seen. I am a time, I am a terror, I am here before. I am a man, I am the bomb right before the war. I am the cankersaur, the queen before the whore. I am everything that is inside your store. I am the war, the time, and I am frozen. Microphone got them going on and they be smoking. Open, losing focus and wild hopeless. Like the children of Israel that they eat the locusts. Losing focus on I'm the voice of the voiceless. The hope for the hopeless. Those that lose the focus. Time and again they try to pretend and penning all the lies that they lie with they pen. Pretend to the end when the soul starts to bend. And I swear to God I got allies, I ain't got no friends in this game. They swear to God they all the same. They talk about the fame, they sell their soul for change, they sell their soul for fame, they sell their soul for a chain. Matter of fact, these rappers ain't even got a name. I'm highly demented like Loaded Lux. I'm out to rip souls of Harvard that'll put a schizo in the Smith's Grove. In my straight jacket, arms crossed up so twisted. Even Dr. Loomis will tell you I'm mentally sadistic. Not in my right mind, function with a screw loose. Frankenstein deadbolts, Halloween is red proof. Like a game of manhunt, my ghouls will bring the pressure. Mr. Hannibal Lecter, call me the bone collector. I eat the heart of any MC, 5-finger death. I'm so cold like Gretzky skating at his best. I'm a threat, they don't want to keep me around. They rather see me deep down, buried underneath the ground. I ain't gonna make friends, I'm all about my cake ends. Till I'm stuck in a state pen or I'm in my grave then. I'ma let you have all the shine, you can stay bright. I'ma bring that madness to get wild for the night. You motherfuckers is fake like Christopher Columbus. And when I step in the cypher, they say that death is among us. Becomers where they come us, runners up on they runners. I like that greenery and I also eat the fungus. I live long inside this game with no fame. I do it all the tame with a fake chain. Cause you fake it and lame, and they fake up in the game. They say they all the same, but I say they in their own lane. I bring the pain like Method in 94. Breathing it for the breathless when I bring in the war. Bringing it before, when she's the queen, treat her like a whore. Telling them in store while I kick in the door. My time is my temple, and my thoughts my instrumental. And let me hit them off when I get my residential. I did without the pen or the pencil to rep my side. And move all the pain and the pain I felt inside. The pride that they felt, the hand that was dealt. And I did this with my team or by my fucking self. And all the time that I step inside that cypher, they said the man was crazy cause he was straight hyper. I could do it with my team or I could be a sniper. Could do it for a day or be a fucking lifer. You catch me with a sentence with no pendants or no time. Or with an individual with an ill state of mind.
Oh, I'm sick, demented, my rap skills tremendous. Been going for a while, I'm back with a vengeance. Taking rappers' heads to add to my collection. Gritty as the motherfucking city that I'm representing. Providence, North End specifically. Spitting verbal symmetry with my brother Misery. Hearts in my pen that extends through my energy. This is how I pray, and right here be my ministry. It's the music, that's where my soul's at. Throwback, MC, potent like cognac. You need a dope track, we be the roadmap. Motherfucking flows crack, that's just a cold fact. It's hip-hop, ill authenticity, hard work experience, gift and ability. Thoughts hit the page after formulating mentally. Paint a picture vividly and give it to you lyrically.
How was I born in this mess? Just a pawn in this life, we all forced to regret. Some of these thoughts I think cause a loss on my breath. Stop thinking about my family and the loss of my friends. I'm forced to revenge, yo, these thoughts are pretend.
Hell yeah.
Yo. See, the loss of love is the loss of faith. From the loss comes the cost, and the change is hate. The loss changes fates and the names and dates. In its time and place, contorts muscles in the face. Dopamine, serotonin, deactivating the motivating arrangement of melatonin. Emotion rearranges composure, especially when the victim sees no closure. I've been gone, I've been wrong, I've been scorned. Raised in this war-torn ghetto like Norm. They beat the love out your soul and replace it with harm. They take the love out your soul and replace it with bars. I'm full of nothing but scars. Still over here, close to the boulevards with the family. Usually, and you know how it be. We be nothing but the ill ministry. I got to do it on the freestyle and then come back. Cause I put it together and then I put the syntax just like this or like that. I put the language together and I bring it together right back. Like the Great Wall of China, dividing the line. Man, me and my family, man, we bringing it on. Bringing the spine, bringing it up through the back. In the mind.
Lyrical, miracle, spiritual as I see the time. All of a course in the spiritual force up in the mind. Refine the thoughts of the thoughts, I'll step on the landmine. Protect me in mind and what I say they on the grind. They try to darken my shine, they try to free my mind. I gave up 99 when I gave up the swine. Try to free my mind like Malcolm X. You bring it browns while my people what they bring the text. Opposite sex, they really wanted out special effects. And they just say who's the MC and who's next. Now they trying to talk to them when they walk by. Bitches talk shit, niggas act too fly. Acting like you going when you straight to the sky. I'm an astronaut, young boy, you ain't that high. So let's get 'em, lyrical miracle on top. Cause you can't do it, cause this is hip hop.
Yeah, that's how it's going. Yo, we sit back, we just keep flowing. Could you take my motherfucking phone? Because I can't sit here and I can't hold it on my own. Yo, I go 2 steps in any direction and leave every single MC infected with a virus up behind their sinus. What you gonna do? Yo, you don't wanna try this on the mic, bitch. Yo, I just might switch different styles, don't matter. I freestyle off the top, drop this shit all the time on my block.
Trabajando duro, you know I do it that juro. I'm from that boogie down Bronx where the culture is puro. Going in with a chula, fully loaded boricua. Born and raised in that isla, you should see that sonrisa. Mama know what I like, she tell me como a ti te gusta. I like it fast, I like it slow, practicing Kama Sutra. Half a bottle of mango, super fly with a Kango. She be cooking that worker, but no, she not in no bando.
Not in no bando, but you know what? We still make it hang though, still make it bang though, still make it bang slow or quickly. You know what? It's still transforming like the Bixby on some Hulk shit. I'ma put it together and erupt and then in bulk shit. Or penetrate and hit it. I do what I do, but this is how I exhibit. I love to grab the microphone and let it be free like the dove. You know, let it go kinda like the snub and flows. This is how we go, we explode. Boricua shit and whoa.
It's a social construct with no effect. This is the time that I did it, but all the set that I rapped. It's one to do kept to the kept and as quiet as kept. I built a pillow out of lyrics for those that slept. There's not many left. When it calls a final for breath, you close to the step. Matter of fact, you close to the death. Like 50 said, you can do all the push-ups to pump up your chest. We got a 12-gauge microphone to pump up your chest. I serve it to death. You saying, but you said never rest. I swear to God, I do it to my pain or for my last breath. I do it for the culture, not for the vulture. I do it for the truth. I do it for the fire in the booth. I do it for the youth that are lost and frozen. Do it for the ones that our hearts are gone and closing. And they call me Jack Frost because my heart is ever so cold, ever so bold as I walk down that road.
Ready, set, go. I'm in it for the goal. One shot to take off. You already know more. I do it for the story. Your style bore me. Breath from elite stars be my story. One of the illest, I'm a rep to the finish. I bring pain worldwide. Breathing is a privilege. 5-ring circle of life is all a gimmick. One in the belly Bronx till they kill me. I go the era of spitters. Don't expect nothing lesser. Live from the bottom, work best under pressure. Kids from the ghetto call me a role model. Sponsors wanna sign me. Keep your gold bottles. If real set examples for the young ones watching us, then expect mayhem to spill obvious. Peace to the grind king and the state mafia. Headed for that gold, all facts won't lie to ya. Guardians of that last decade, keep wildin', but I'm globally connected. You don't wanna see me wildin', cause it's either build a strong future, do it for the culture, or watch it all burn with leftovers for the vultures.
PHC Underground over here with Young G's at our first anniversary cypher over on Hawkins. We brought every artist here to have a cypher. We enjoyed everything we did. Wonderful. We got 2 questions that we're asking everybody.
Okay.
First question is, if you could, briefly explain the role that hip hop has played in your life personally. I know that's big.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's big. It's
touches
definitely
all of us,
big.
So we're trying to see how it touches everybody individually.
Yeah. Well, you know, growing up in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, the 80s, it was all different, you know what I'm saying, just, that was an outlet, you know what I'm saying, when everybody was out here, you know, really doing it, that gun play, the drug play, you know what I'm saying, and that outlet right there, and you know, God bless my boy Real Deal, you know what I'm saying, because he was in the hood, and he was like, yo, I'm taking all these dudes that could rap, and I'm bringing them to the crib, built a studio in his crib, in the projects, and allowed people to come there and express themselves, and I'd always go in there and write out of a book and all that, and just, you know, it kind of helped me kind of grow to where I am now, being consistent, that hungry era where I'm from, and that competitive sport, being on the street, and then at any given time, people running up on you, see where your bars is at, so you know you got to be sharp with it when you go home. Ain't no playing. It's like study, any kind of studying that you do, you got to be persistent, so that everything comes with perfection, and when I bring to the table, it's perfection with the years that I've dropped, you know?
Yeah, man, now you definitely got box.
That's what's
All
up.
right, second question. As an artist, what does a cypher mean to you?
Oh man, cypher is just a bunch of dudes going in there, just expressing themselves to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? Being able to just let it all hang, nobody kind of criticizing you, looking at you in a way saying, them joints was whack. As long as you're consistent in that cypher and you're bringing it, you don't even have to be the rapper. You could be the b-boy, you could be the break dancer, the graffiti art, the beatbox. You still spit flows, you're gonna be respected in that circle where everything you let it hang. You feel me? So coming from where I'm from, man, it's big, and hip hop is global now. You know, you start seeing that as you get out of your surroundings. You know, growing up, you like Providence. When you come out here, crazy. You go to other places internationally. What they know about hip hop, man? Hip hop lives everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a global force to be reckoned with, man. Word.
Yes.
But you already know.
Alright, if you could briefly tell them your social media outlets, you know, where to find your music, so on and so forth.
Okay, Instagram, BX_Young, YUNG_GZ. You know what I'm saying? Facebook, BX Young Gritty, Universal Zoo Disciples, look it up. Twitter, BX Young G's. I'm thinking there's damn, I got so much shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just out there. Look it up, you know what I'm saying? You put BX Young G's on the Google search bar, them joints will bring you up to the SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/BX Young Gritty. Don't forget YUNG, because there's no O in Young. You know what I'm saying?
And Chop Shop Radio.
And there's no Owen Young. Yeah, Chop Shop Radio.
Yeah.
Look it up, you know what I'm saying? 2 P's at the chop. We do it for hip hop, basically.
Yes.
So yeah,
Right, Young
salute,
G.
salute,
Thank you,
man.
brother.
You already know, man.
Thank you, brother.
Shout out
Let's
to
get a
Pete
picture,
right
man.
here.
PHC Underground Radio. We over here at the first anniversary cypher with Mr. Nabu Reality. We are asking everybody today 2 questions.
Okay, hit me with them.
Alright. First order of business. Could you briefly explain the impact that hip hop has had on your life personally?
Well, growing up in the 90s, showing my age here, and coming from this neighborhood, North End, and also spending a lot of time in Boston, Roxbury. Shout out to the 617. I grew up around the kids that ended up in jail. Quite a few of them that died. My best friend two of my best friends, one of my best friends accidentally shot another one of my best friends about 5-minute drive from where we're standing right now. It was what we call friendly fire, right? Like accidental shooting, because we played with guns when we were kids around this area, and we thought it was cool that my friend had a grenade, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were like teenagers and my friend had a grenade. So I'm not gonna go into names or details or to try to sound tough or anything like that, but I'm just giving a little background on my history. You know, quite a few of my friends went to jail for murder when I was a teenager. Some of them are never coming home, and some of them died in street wars. Not that this is like Compton or Southside Chicago, but there was a lot going on in the 90s as opposed to now. And hip hop was a way to escape the urban decay that we saw around us and the death, but it didn't like completely free us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't like completely take us out of it because we didn't have a record deal, right? So it didn't change our neighborhood, it didn't change the color we banged, it didn't change the people we hung out. But as opposed to like running around the streets like selling crack and killing our own people, we started to like funnel the energy into hip hop and into music, and that was an escape from the reality, the harshness of the reality of the things that we saw. And you know, when you hit 18 and you have 2 friends that were murdered and 3 that are in jail for murder, and you're using hip hop as a way out, it becomes your savior in a certain type of sense. So hip hop saved my life in a lot of ways. Nabi Reality, founder and leader of the Universal Zoo Disciples, Universal Killer Bees, Universal Collective. I also wanted to say what hip hop meant for me. I just wanted to add that it's interesting coming from Providence that a lot of hip hop that inspired us was Wu-Tang growing up, because Wu-Tang showed us that, you know, they had the bubblegum rap, right? Like the soft shit, like jiggy with it. And then they had like the real like NWA type of, you know, shoot you in your head and kill a nigga type of shit. And you know, we were somewhere in between, and Wu-Tang taught us that, you know, I could punch a savage in the face and get up in the morning and read a book. I could find that balancement, and it's just interesting years later now that, you know, I'm a much older person, now that we, you know, we have the zoo in our family, not Zulu Nation, though we have a similar mind state to the brothers, and we salute Zulu brothers. The zoo comes Brooklyn Zoo from Old Dirty Bastard, because we're an official chamber of Brooklyn Zoo under the Wu-Tang umbrella. So we grew up listening to these brothers, and they helped us escape the concrete jungle, and then we years later ended up linking up with them and becoming part of the extended family. So everything rotates 360. So that's who we are.
That's absolutely dope. But before you take off, like, hot.
Okay, ask the question. You only asked one question. There were 2. There were 2 questions.
I ask you a question quick. Now the cipher. I personally feel that the cipher is important. You know, it was always to me. What it meant to me was, you know, honing your craft. You know, building of minds. And at one point we did call it building.
Building, yeah.
What does the cipher mean to you? Do you think that it's still an intricate part of an MC's growth? Or do you feel, as a lot of the younger ones are starting to feel nowadays, they're getting away from ciphers and you know, in battles in the truest sense? You know, how do you feel about the cipher?
All right, so I'll answer that in order. The first question you asked me was, what does the cipher mean to me?
Exactly.
I think that the cipher, I think that often, and no offense to like white rappers or anything like that, or the new age people, but I think that hip hop of the late has started to lose some of its African roots, and I think the cipher takes us back to the African, because those of us that know the true hip hop, like, you know, people that think they're a little bit knowledgeable, they say like hip hop started, you know what I'm saying, from the Jamaican sound systems, right, that they hooked up in New York City, right? But then those of us that know a little more know that it even stopped even before with the scat and then the bebop and then the ski bop bibi da bibi bibi bop bop bibi doo bop bibi da doo, and you know what I'm saying, like, so that. But those of us that really know the knowledge and that really understand the higher sense of it, understand that it really comes from the African griots, right? The storytellers, right? You would be in a village and you would sit there and they didn't have TV or social media or even written paper in Africa and Latin America and these places. So what we call now Latin America, the Americas. So somebody, a griot, would come too, and they would sit and they would tell stories. And a lot of ways that what people don't realize is, like, some people even know that, right? So they know that there's griots, right, that would come and tell stories. But then there's that one step higher. Where did the griots get their information? Griots would get together and they would sit in a cipher, and they would exchange stories and parables, and then they would go and disperse that throughout the different tribes, right? So that's where the cipher really comes from. So what it means to me is getting in touch with the indigenous Africano roots that connect us all the way back to our original culture. To answer the other part of the question, what do I think about the cipher? I think that the ciphers be getting, it's been weakened greatly. I think the cipher's been weakened greatly because I think originally, like what we had here today, right, was a cipher where it wasn't a competition, right? Like it wasn't about who was better, who was worse, right? It was an energy thing.
Right.
And you could see how, like, I'm a more energetic person than a lot of people just by nature.
But by
And-
my experience,
but you
that's the way it's supposed to be.
But you could see, right, by the way but you see, like, I go hard, but then I don't keep going for like an hour and trying to dominate. I let go and let it go to somebody else and hope that energy extends on to them, right? Because we building, right? But when you see these ciphers, and no disrespect to anybody's platforms, but you see these platforms, even these local ones with these ciphers and shit, right? The dudes ain't really, they're like this. They're like coming at the mic like this, and they're like this, and they don't give a fuck what's behind them, right? So there's not really a cipher. It's like one nigga in the front, like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really a cipher, and because they're just worried about spitting the hottest shit and being the hottest bars. Where a cipher is not about who's the best rapper. It's about a chain of energy that starts to go around and starts to gradually build, right? Because we gods, and that's what we do. We build. So the cipher is actually weakened by the competition level, and I think it's also been further weakened by the subtraction of the beat. Like, I know battle rap now is like taking away the beat and shit, and now it's becoming all just like punchlines and like and this and other shit. Like it's just it's slowly like the beat is the beat reflects the heartbeat, which goes back to Africa, right? So first we take away the building, the connection, then we take away the beat. What's next? Y'all just gonna just throw insults that don't rhyme? Your mother's fat. Like it's a diluting of our culture. And growing up, you know, I've lived in 6 different states in 2 countries, but I'm from here and I always end up back here. And I remember years ago coming back from Philly, and I remember being in Kennedy Plaza where we used to cipher, and we used to whoop niggas' asses. We used to poke motherfuckers. Not necessarily me, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, we as in I had heard. If anybody tells you they're different, I don't know the statute of limitations on nothing. So I'm just saying that I come from a generation where we used to poke motherfuckers and shit used to pop off. You know, so I understand that the cops had to change things, but I remember we used to stand in ciphers and some of we would look at like some of the brothers that were a little older, like the Crook Rocks, you know what I'm saying, and the Swanati Cats and all them other dudes that were a little bit older than us, and all these people doing these ciphers and shit. That was the time of, you know, us GBT and then the Fed Hill Cats coming up, you know what I'm saying. We would sit in these ciphers and we would build, and we were from different crews and we would build. But then I come back and I see the cops don't even let 5 kids stand in a circle down at Kennedy Plaza. They run up on you, you know what I'm saying. And I understand, like I just brought up that there was a certain level of little bit of violence, but it wasn't out of control, like. And it wasn't civilians, you feel me? So I think that the system has embraced hip hop for a financial gain, but it's tried to take away our roots from it. And I think that the lack of the cipher and the lack of the beat and the lack of the connection, it's not about who's the best rapper. It's about, like, if you watch me in a cipher, if you watch me in a cipher, I intentionally, if I know the person next to me is already gone and their energy's low, I turn up my energy and then pass it to them to try to, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not about being high. I don't give a fuck who thinks I'm the hottest MC. You know what I mean? Because I don't make $1 million off of this. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter to me. It's about the spirit of it. So I think to round it all out, I think that the cipher is really important, and I think that everybody wants to go retro with the big glasses and the fucking Adidas and the colors and shit. So why don't we bring back the cipher? I mean, like 360.
Navi, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
PHC Underground, and we have Tapia before you. So.
Hi home, PHC Underground. Hi home. Thank you for the opportunity, the platform, and what y'all do, which is essential to what we do and what we all do as people.
Well, we love you, man, and honestly, we wanted to ask a couple of questions, but I'm just going to ask one question for you, because I feel you're probably going to just take it and run with it, because you are a man of many eloquent statements in that head. So I'm just gonna hit you quick. Nope, I was lying. 2 questions. But first, hip hop. What does it mean to you?
All right, hip hop means everything to me, because hip hop is the only way that we really, at this point, as human beings, or as people of color primarily, but human beings who still are seeking to keep their humanity, we're the only way that we can connect back to everything is through hip hop, just like the brother was saying from Universal Zulu Disciples. He was saying that it comes back to the indigenous roots of it, and it's like a code. The cipher, the circle, the drum circle, the chief circle, the medicine circle, it's all circles. And it all has always been on this ground, this hallowed ground, this ground that is bathed in blood and you know, baptized in blood. So when it comes down to that, the way that we have, no matter what, continue to survive and be who we are is through this thing called hip hop. Through this thing that it's like muff cut, like gold. It's, what is it? What is it really? You know, what is it really? It's like a code the Creator gave us to remember ourselves. That's what it is. And on the surface, it looks all glitzy, glamoury, and whatever's shiny, and you know, getting in a circle, rapping, dancing, painting some shit, and your clothes and all that. But all that stuff is just pointing to individuality, but not just individuality, unity and community through understanding each other's value. So that leads back to the real meaning of hip-hop is appreciating, understanding each other, sharing, valuing who we are, and being fine with that. It's not just, you know, today it's about the money, but it's about just being fine with understanding who we are. Like, damn, you good at this shit. All right, we respect that. You come around, you get respect, right? Because you're who you are, and we just appreciate you. But it's not about that to this commercial construct in reality. It's about who you wearing, you know what I mean? And I play with it. I like to play with it, you know what I mean? I play with all the images, and I like to mess with people's perceptions.
Yeah, because it's your choice to manipulate.
Exactly, it's your choice.
It's your choice.
But the whole thing is like people don't feel valued unless they're walking up and they got this on, or they got this on, you know what I mean? Or something. People find a way to minimize others that don't, you know what I mean? And it's always been like that in a way when we come to rapping and battling and competing. But in reality, we know what true value is not defined by the things that you own or that you're able to purchase or you're able to, flaunt. It's really about what you do, how your dedication is to whatever it is that you're doing, and the value that gives back to community and gives to you, and what it becomes, you know.
You are actually stepping directly into my next question for you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. My next question for you, and we're gonna have to do this one kind of quickly. What do you want your legacy to be? You're not just an artist who's throwing out a funky beat. You're someone who's got a lot to say, and you go out of your way to say it. I mean, your statements are pretty plain in your work. I've listened, and quite frankly, what legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Know yourself, and no grandma killers. Stop killing your grandmother. Stop forgetting who you are and listening to external society tell you who you should be. But actually go into who you are, what your ancestors say, who they are, what they represent, what were their values. And as long as you do that, you can't help but be saucy because there's too much history in us, you know what I mean? But if we just blend ourselves out to whatever a corporation and a brand and, an external ruling military commercial system sees us as, then we won't never be shit unless we wearing their brand because they don't want us.
Right.
But this is us. This is our land. You understand? That's what indigenous culture is. And when people say Afro or Afro-Indigenous, it doesn't matter. The original values to what matters in the society. That's what we need to go back to. And that's what I feel like would be my legacy. Know yourself. If you watch me, you live through me, and then you understand. You just need to know yourself, and that's it. Listen to your family, listen to your community, and what the history is saying with them, not just what a book says or what the school says, Well,
that's the truth with some cheese on it. This has been PHC Underground Radio. Love you guys.